we headed to the north of the continent. Of course, we couldn't journey to all the countries of Latin America. But wherever we did shoot films, we tried to portray the present-day features of the continent, its struggle, its wounds, its hopes. I thought about the future of the revolution. Who knows when and where the enemy will strike a retaliating blow in order to retain power over millions of men, women, and children. Every day there was more alarming news. The reactionaries were acting up. And although the times of gunboat diplomacy have gone, the Green Berets are training and getting ready. Naturally, the imperialists will make more than one attempt to stay the wheel of history. And perhaps we felt this most of all at the end of our tour in Panama. Our first encounter with General Omar Torrijos, the head of Panama's government, took place at a farm cooperative. The farmers had invited him to their holiday, marking the anniversary of their cooperative. We thought we would hear a speech by the leader of the country. But there was no ceremonial meeting as we understood it. It was simply a heart-to-heart talk about the farmers' work.
En estos días aquí nos estaban vendiendo creo que 200 reses, vacas de leche en Costa Rica a buen precio.
How much will it cost to buy pedigree cattle from Costa Rica? It wouldn't be bad to start up a coffee plantation. A road has to be built.
¿Por qué no hacemos esas gestiones para que se prestan esas reses aquí? A fin de que ya vayan familiarizándose con eso y en el verano comenzamos a sacar la leche.
¿Dónde están esos candidatos que tengan la capacidad para manejar un ganado de leche de alta producción? Que nosotros estamos deseosos de buscar ese financiamiento, porque ahí tenemos para colocar.
Y esta... los que quieren préstamo de leche, ganado de leche.
Entonces, aquí está, ya tenemos un lugar a donde pueden ir. No tienen que viajar 10 horas para llegar allá.
Esquivelito, ¿sabe dónde están las vacas? ¿Dónde están las vacas, Esquivelito? La maldita falta de comunicación que nos hizo parar, ¿se acuerda? Que venía de que acusarlo y quedé acusado, porque no había comunicación. Eso es lo que está faltando, comunicación con ellos, que ellos sepan.
General Omar Torrijos is 43 years old. His biography is not a simple one. He went through a training course of guerrilla warfare at the U.S. Fort Gulick. Remember, the Green Beret School in the Panama Canal Zone. They wanted to make a hangman out of him, but the young officer chose another road. He joined his people to work for the country's independence.
De los disparos aquellos, ni males pa' flojo. Hasta que algún día no se me algún día sí, no era sujeto a crédito. Para comprar un colchón que me estaba a 60 dólares y tuve que seguir durmiendo en tabla. Si me vas a poner un gerente de eso así, como el que me negó el colchón a mí, mejor te llevas al edificio. ¿No es así?
The commissioning of a water supply system is also a big holiday. When he came to power, Omar Torrijos began to carry out a broad agrarian reform. He speaks out boldly against the colonialists. Panama's key problem, and its main wound, is the Panama Canal, a waterway connecting two oceans, the Atlantic and the Pacific, passes through the land of Panama. and the canal belongs to the United States, according to a treaty that was signed in 1903. And each article in this treaty emphasizes that the Republic of Panama gives the United States of America a 10-mile zone along the canal route forever. It gives the United States all rights, authority, and all the power in the canal zone forever. The United States has the right at any time and on its own will to employ its armed forces and to build fortresses to protect the canal, railroads, and other installations forever. "70 years have gone by since Panama was forced to sign that treaty. The world has been shaken by wars. Revolutions have taken place. Mankind has entered outer space, but the treaty has not changed. There is a deep wound in the heart of every Panamanian forever. And this wire fence, which separates the Republic of Panama from the American occupation zone, is it also forever? The administration of the Canal Zone allowed the Soviet cameraman to shoot sequences in the Canal Zone and here, where its offices are located. This is a state within a state. It has its own court, its own postal service, its own currency, its own police force. Operation of the canal gives the United States more than $100 million a year, but Panama gets only 1/100th part of this sum. These two territories, separated by a wire fence, are neighbors. Magnificent prosperity and tragic poverty. Ironically, this region of the Panamanian poor is called Hollywood. settlement is built on piles because in the rainy season, the whole territory turns into an acrid-smelling quagmire. The water supply system that gives the city of Panama water begins in the Canal Zone. Just one turn of the water valve behind that fence and the capital city is left without water. What great power the bosses of the canal wield. They decide the fate of every Panamanian from the day he is born till old age. The Canal Zone has its own governor. He is appointed personally by the President of the United States of America. Two flags fly in front of the Panama Canal Administrative Building. The Panama flag appeared not so long ago, and then only after blood was spilled. This is Kennedy Avenue that runs along the border of Panama and the Canal Zone. But the people of Panama have renamed it. You can see it written on the wall, Avenue de los Marteros, Martyrs Avenue. It happened on January the 9th, 1964. Students of Panama marched to the Canal Zone here. At the border with the American zone, one of the students put up the national flag of Panama on the lamppost. This one. These are the bullet marks. These sequences are now historical newsreel. American soldiers were firing point blank at defenseless students. Result, hundreds of wounded and 22 killed. 5 minutes of silence throughout the entire country as a token of protest in memory of the heroes who died. A mother receives the flag that covered her son's coffin. When this fence ceases to exist, the name of the thoroughfare will remain Martyrs Avenue, in all likelihood, forever. Sovereignty in Spanish is soberanía, which is the name of the song that rings out across the square of the Republic's capital. 200,000 people from all parts of the country have converged on the capital for Independence Day celebrations. The population of Panama numbers 1.5 million. Actually, this means that a third of the country's adult population has gathered only a few steps away from the American zone. On that day, the American troops in the zone were at top battle readiness. I watched the people dancing in the square and recalled the words spoken to me last night by General Omar Torrijos. If they don't kill me, I'll do everything to give the people of Panama freedom.
La soberanía, porque es nuestro el canal de Panamá.
The watchword here is, we shall never be forced to our knees. The head of state, Omar Torrijos, declared, I asked the foreign journalists and diplomats here today to tell me, what nation will bear the humiliation of seeing a foreign flag waving right in the very heart of its country? What nation of America, what nation in the whole world will put up with a foreign governor on their territory? the day will come, and I will tell the people of Panama, the time has come when one generation of Panamanians must go into battle so that other generations will be able to live in a free land.
Gracias, pueblo panameño. Gracias, hombres y mujeres de nuestra patria. Gracias, campesinos. Gracias, estudiantes. Gracias, pueblo panameño, por este llamado, por este respaldo que le has dado a tu revolución. Para todos, señores, para ustedes, pueblo panameño.
People of Panama, I thank you. Men, women, students and peasants, I thank you. Thank you for your confidence in me. Muchas gracias. We shall never be forced to our knees. We shall overcome. These are the words that will be passed on from one generation of freedom fighters to another. There are 300 million people working and struggling on this continent. Perhaps the most trying battles are still ahead. The people of Latin America believe that kindness and the truth will triumph, that love for man and justice will triumph. They believe that the revolution will triumph. This film was made by Roman Karman, Alexander Kochitkov, Viktor Kotov, Dmitry Barshevsky, Olga Trofimova, Alexander Haidt, and others.
Mira que ya viene la revolución, para que se asustan verá pa' mejor. Es el pueblo entero el que ya está gritando, ¡viva la revolución! Nos hablan de democracia, de libertad de expresión, los mismos que masacraron al pueblo trabajador. No se aflijan porque ahora la libertad empezó, la justicia para todos, sin clase ni condición. Mira que ya viene la revolución, para que se asustan será pa' mejor. Es el pueblo entero el que ya está gritando, ¡viva la revolución! Soldado, tú eres el pueblo es tu superior. Por eso juntos haremos triunfar la revolución. Mira que ya viene la revolución, asustan será pa' mejor. Es el pueblo entero el que ya está gritando, ¡viva la revolución! Es el pueblo entero el que